Couple of things that I'd like to talk about. Sasquatch is a very popular topic of discussion. Lots and lots of videos, lots of blogs, lots of vlogs, lots of people talking about things that they may or may not know anything about. But there is a category of human beings on this planet that are called squatchers, and those are people who watch Sasquatch or study Sasquatch or attempt to gather information or intelligence or insight into Sasquatch. And things that I have concluded, things that are commonalities between squatchers, is that there are several facts. The body shape, the colors, the different, types of characteristics are fairly common. And some of the attributes are, of course, why they're called Bigfoot. And that is generally an adult has a foot that is somewhere between 15, 17, or 20 inches long. And some are 7 inches wide. And, from toe to heel would be 16, 17, 18, 20 inches long. And they do leave impressions, and those impressions don't go away generally. On hard surface, rocks, or, packed gravel, you don't usually get the impressions, but in the forest you find places where the ground is soft enough for them to leave an impression. And if you take a step next to one of these impressions, one of these residual footprints, as a human being, the impression is not sufficient enough. There's not enough weight. So common things about Sasquatch is they are usually over 7 feet tall. Some are incredibly high, 10 feet, 12 feet, some 15 feet. And, they're all over the place as far as the height measurements. Weight, generally 300 plus. Some say up to 1,000 pounds. And of course, the type of compression that body weight on, bipedal is going to definitely leave impressions on something that is not hard packed, like, rock or, packed gravel. Another thing is that people who are calling themselves Sasquatch hunters or Bigfoot hunters or whatever, you can tell the idiots from the people who are seriously trying to verify for themselves, not necessarily to prove to the world, not looking for fame or fortune. But there are idiots who go out into the forest and, take people with them and say, I can find you a Sasquatch, you'll be able to see it, you'll be able to photograph it. Those people are idiots. And you can tell this because they do things when they get out into the forest, like they begin, shouting or pretending to know the mating call of a Sasquatch. Now, if you got something that weighs 500 pounds and is, 12 feet high, you don't want to give a mating call. I mean, you really want to get butt raped by something that huge? Not likely. Another thing, common evidence, when you look at photographs or you look at footage and you see these recordings that people are submitting on YouTube and other places, Animal Planet or whatever, you see them, History Channel, any of those documentary or reality type programs, when you see images or moving pictures of a Sasquatch, commonly people, blow it off and say, oh no, that was a bear walking on its hind feet, or that was a gorilla or whatever. The difference between a bear, a gorilla, and a Sasquatch is the symmetrical distance from the hip to the knee, from the knee to the foot on a Sasquatch is very much human. It's very uniformed very symmetrical. It definitely does not walk like a bear. A bear waddles, it throws its hips when it walks upright. And so does a gorilla. A gorilla has short, stubby legs. Its arms are longer than its legs. So, Sasquatch, when you're looking at these videos that are being presented, you need to make the comparison. You know, are the legs uniform? Are the arms uniform? Do they, from the elbow to the fingertips, from the elbow to the shoulder, are they symmetrical? The same thing with the legs, from the hip to the knee, from the knee to the ankle. Are they symmetrical? You know, not short and stubby, not runty. The Sasquatch definitely shows uniformity. Another thing is Sasquatch do not like to be photographed, and they'll go out of their way to hide and conceal itself. A bear is stupid. Gorillas are stupid. They, tend to look, oh, what's that? Kind of not really afraid, not, thinking that they're going to be hunted. They're just, duh. Sasquatch knows. I'm not saying that, they're intellectual by any means. They're not mathematical. They're not geniuses. But they're clever enough, and I would imagine to be similar to a caveman. They have some intelligence. They know where to find food very easily, and they can hunt and track and kill. And they are very rarely seen unphotographed. So there is some common things that people should know about Sasquatch. And it is important for me to let you know that I do believe that Sasquatch is real. Whether you want to call him a Bigfoot, or you want to call him Sasquatch, or you want to call him whatever, I do believe that they are real, and I don't think that the people who are reporting these things are stupid by any means. So let's get squatching.